From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10. Presented by Reliance Jio. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. New Ford Aspire, Ravin and Magic Moments Music Studio. In style partner, Raymond.
Ladies and gentlemen, decorated Kargil war hero Major General G.D. Bakshi has tonight single-handedly exposed the true face of the pseudos in India. Those pseudo trolls, the shameless pseudo trolls, who went after an airline for honoring General Bakshi, have been shown the mirror. The message is clear tonight. India rejects and will not tolerate their intolerance to nationalism anymore.
Last evening, this post featured prominently on Air Vistara's Twitter handle. A photograph with Major General Gagandeep Bakshi with a caption, "Honored to have Major General G.D. Bakshi, a decorated Kargil war hero, on board our flight today. Thank you, sir, for your service to the nation." Minutes later, the pseudo-liberal troll army began bullying the airline for honoring the 69-year-old Kargil war hero. Threats like these began. Some said they won't fly Vistara. The others, who claim to be journalists, viciously attacked the retired army officer who's been vocal about his stand on issues concerning national security.
My jawans deserve far greater respect than you separatist traitors, okay?
Buckling under pressure and threats, the airline took down the tweet.
Just on the saying of one or two of the so-called liberal brigade, this Tukde gang, etc., whatever you might like to call it, they had taken it off without due diligence.
A move which triggered a larger debate. Pseudo-liberals shown the mirror as tweets in favor of the war hero poured in. From politicians to actors and even singers. The airline questioned. They've apologized to Major General Bakshi, and he sends this message to the pseudo-liberal lobby.
The army will still defend you. We will still defend you to the best of our ability, even if, we have to lay down our lives for it. We will defend to the right. We will defend to the end your right to abuse us. But the fact of the matter is, please don't stop trying to break your country up. This is what we have given our lifetimes for. This is what many of us have given our lives up for.
Are liberals intolerant to nationalism? Let's debate.
The best part about all this, and General Bakshi, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. And let me tell you, the next time you fly on an airline, thousands of nationalists all will stand up and take a selfie with you and post it, General Bakshi, because remember remember always that for each pseudo, there are 1 million nationalist Indians. But those few little pseudos think that they can blackmail, they can be intolerant, they can be bullies, but nobody gives a damn about them. You know Saira Shah Halim, Royden Roach, you know they are simply insecure and irrelevant people, Sunit Chopra and Syed Asad Abbas, you know, one of those people out there who pretends to be a journalist for a liar wire. Incidentally, who also said from now on I'm going to take Indigo and not fly Vistara, is also an individual who put out pro-Pakistani hate messages claiming that Republic had said that a Sikh regiment will not fight for India in the middle of all the conflict that happened after Pulwama. So, you know, these are the kind of anti-nationals who spread pro-Pakistan messages in the middle of the conflict with Pakistan, who are also targeting you today. So, General Bakshi, first of all, I want your message out for the intolerant pseudos. And viewers, make this trend tonight. Name them. Name and shame the intolerant pseudos tonight. People who have no sense or sensibility, but have nothing but bile and venom in their heart and in their words. They are frustrated, desperate, dark-minded, narrow-minded, intolerant, pseudo-secular, people who know that they are fake from within, people who know they have no substance. But most importantly, these are people who know that nobody gives a damn about them in this great country of ours. And people who've lost the ground, you know, they know that they are publicly hated. That's why they're a club of some 300 people, Saira Shah Halim in India today, who just keep retweeting each other. And Twitter, of course, encourages all these people, because the more anti-national messages on Twitter, Twitter makes more money. But I want to start with General Bakshi, and I want to tell you, General Bakshi, I'm with you. The whole country is with you. The whole country is with you. And I hope today everyone, including Roach, would turn around and say the whole country is. Don't you think, RSN, everyone should turn around and say that we are with General Bakshi? You want to marginalize this war hero for flying an airline? You want to say that if General Bakshi flies Vistara, the whole country won't? And you think anyone's with you, RSN Singh? I think it's time we call these people out. What do you think, RSN? We should call them out now.
Let me speak on behalf of General. Let me speak on behalf of General Bakshi today. I have been his student in Staff College, and let me speak on behalf of my guru today. Now Arnab, let me tell you, I mean, his fault is, but he is loyal to the country. Whether it is his fault that he is dedicated to the country. His mistake is that he loves his country.
Yeah, that's his mistake, sir.
Has he committed a crime by loving his, being emotional about the national flag? Has he committed a sin by being born in a family where his own brother lost his life in '65 war and nothing came except for ashes? And what is this right-wing, left-wing business, sir? I mean, I will ask Mr. Chopra today, where is the right wing in China? And apologies for jihadi Pakistan, where is the right wing or right of left or left of... All these Western terminologies you have, created to create slots, and you commit the sin of fitting a patriot like General Bakshi in these slots. If at all Vistara, and I urge Vistara, today so many Bollywood figures and anti-nationals have flown to Begusarai in support of Tukde Tukde gang. If Vistara has any shame, it should come out with a tweet today that it will not carry, and other airlines as well, it will not carry the Shabana Azmis, it will not carry that Javed Akhtar, and etc. They are nothing better than on any national carrier.
Stop
this business.
You have no rights to question them. Kanhaiya Kumar is not an anti-national. Those who cut this country into pieces are anti-nationals. Let me tell you, sir, the question you raised on Tukde Tukde gang, I am going to Begusarai in 2 days from now and I will campaign for Kanhaiya Kumar. With all due respects to Kargil war hero, Mr. G.D. Bakshi, sir, all due respect to you, but Kanhaiya Kumar and his comrades are nationalists too. And you
No, one sec. Jitendra Bhargav, I want to come into the debate.
nationalism, sir.
You know, I actually, what frightens me today, thank you, RSN. What frightens me today? What frightens me today? Thank you, RSN 1 minute. What frightens me today, Jitendra Bhargav, is the fact that in any other country today, when a war hero enters a plane, I know that the entire flight stands up and it salutes the person. When a war hero enters, every passenger stands up and claps for a member of their forces. That's what we should do. In any other country, a war hero is treated as their symbol of honor, Jitendra Bhargav. But in India, there are a group of people, Saira Shah Halim, who detest the thought that any symbol of nationalism, see that a war hero getting the respect and honor that he deserves, they wind themselves up in nauseating panic. They are in panic. Oh my God, what is happening to my country? A war hero is being treated with respect. Oh my God, General Bakshi, who's a symbol of nationalism. There are 2 air hostesses who are taking a selfie with him. What has this country come down to? They should be taking a selfie with Kanhaiya Kumar. They should not be taking a selfie with G.D. Bakshi. Yes. Who cares about G.D. Bakshi's record? We want to ask you, Saira. Saira, my question to you is, it is so sad today that some people who call themselves journalists say about General Bakshi, they say he's a bigot. They say, if you take a picture with General Bakshi, we will go fly Indigo. We will not, no, 1 sec. Saira, listen to me. Saira, listen to me. I am going to debate this. First, you have to listen to me. You have to understand, 1 minute, Jitendra Bhargav. You know, viewers, what we must do is, we must show these people the mirror. We must begin to tell them what they really are.
I just need 1
minute. If there is anybody who is a bigot, they are all the people who made the comments, and I'm telling you today, each one of you who made the comment is a bigot. Come on, take me on. And some of these people, by the way, there is one particular journalist mentioned here who said, I quite like Vistara, but their love for this bigot shows they are ignorant, etc., etc. They say Bakshi is anti-Muslim. I will not fly with Vistara anymore. These are people who put out one article with G.D. Bakshi or Republic's name every day in their pathetic websites in the hope that they get some hits. The question is not about that infantile argument. The question is deeper. Jitendra Bhargav, you tell me. General Bakshi is the man who was behind the planning of Operation Vijay at Kargil in 1999. He has received the Chief's Commendation card for it. He puts nation first. He doesn't need to put his CV. He has received the Vishish Seva Medal. As a Lieutenant Colonel, he volunteered to be at Kargil in 1987, kilometers away from the LOC despite the intrusions. This horrible lobby, which is nothing but messiahs of intolerance, have decided to abuse and threaten and blackmail an airline because General Bakshi was treated as a hero by that airline. And they say, we won't travel Vistara, we'll travel Indigo.
Arnab, can I come in?
No, 1 second. Jitendra Bhargav, what is this logic?
Arnab.
What is this logic?
Arnab.
What is this logic? You tell Saira Shah Halim, and General Bakshi, I'm coming to you in a minute.
Arnab.
Yes, please. Jitendra Bhargav.
Arnab, at the top of the show, you very rightly mentioned that millions and millions of Indians support General Bakshi. And this was reflected in the enthusiasm with which the crew of Vistara uploaded the picture on the Twitter with him and putting a very right caption to say that we were very happy to have him on board our flight. What else can we do? You also made an observation that in other countries, army personnel are treated with great regard. Well, it's in India as well. The very fact that Vistara crew posted a picture, the very fact that Air India accords priority boarding for army veterans is all an indication that we love our people. Some people may have a disgusting feeling for General Bakshi for the simple reason that he puts forward his nationalistic view very affirmatively. And if they are not of the kind who support nationalism, they will naturally not like him. And these people are in a very minuscule minority. It's unfortunate that Vistara sought to delete the tweet, take it off after a threat of this kind. I wish Vistara had batted on the front foot rather than back foot and told these people very clearly and emphatically that this shall not be done, and we continue to hold General Bakshi in great pride, and we will in fact repeat a picture on Twitter again, should you be traveling on a flight. Now this was simply not expected of Vistara, simply not done, though I'm glad that Vistara has apologized.
Because it's corporate blackmail. You see, Jitendra Bhargav, as Saira Shah Alim will agree with me today, and I spoke to General Bakshi, you know, he's a very forgiving man. But as I told him today, and General, I'm just coming to you in a minute. One sec. You see, Saira, these pseudos, they hunt in packs. They think, oh, what we'll do is we'll hurt the business of this airline. You took a picture with General Bakshi, we the pseudos will not travel on the airline. Who the hell gives a damn? Who the hell gives a damn? I'll tell you one thing. Once I was traveling jet, let me tell you a real story. When I was traveling jet, Shatrughan Sinha entered the plane. And you know, when Shatrughan Sinha entered the plane, I think it was virtually from the tarmac through a special entrance with 5 people carrying his baggage, entering like Emperor Jahangir and entered the plane. I think that is dishonorable. But the problem is you pseudos, Saira, will never say that Shatrughan Sinha is behaving badly, because for you Shatrughan Sinha is a good guy. He is now pseudo-secular today. Question is, have you ever questioned a Shatrughan Sinha, for example, who behaves like Emperor Akbar or Jahangir, part 2, entering a plane?
Arnab.
No, have you ever done that?
Okay, let me talk.
Have you ever done that?
Arnab, yes.
No, General Bakshi is a hero. First of all, you should apologize on behalf of all to General Bakshi tonight. You should.
I am supporting General Bakshi, who is not with him. What I'm trying to say is totally intolerant of whichever journalist, I don't know which journalist you're talking about, because how can you totally hold someone on ransom, and this online bullying has to stop. One might not agree with General Bakshi's views, whoever is not agreeing. However, blocking someone, why don't they? No, banning an airline is improper, and whichever side of the fence it is, whether it's right wing, left wing, as you like to put it, I think that's Saira, you know, Saira,
I'll tell you one thing. First and most important lesson today for you. First and most important lesson for you. First and most important lesson for you. You tell me today, why has Nasiruddin Shah not come out in support of General Bakshi? Why hasn't he?
Arnab what? Other things to do.
Why? Nasiruddin Shah now has other things to do. Javed Akhtar?
Arnab,
there are 1,001 news that comes in
Sitaram Yechuri?
every day.
Sitaram
He could be
Yechuri?
switched off. He could be switched off.
Arundhati Roy?
Traveling.
Kavita Krishnan? Why are they are busy today?
When you do a show, calling ban Nasiruddin Shah, let's see how liberal you are. Let's not make it
I don't want to ban Nasiruddin Shah.
No,
I want to call out his hypocrisy.
I'm saying,
Arnab.
And now here I'm saying no, they shouldn't have said that to ban the airline. That was
no, but no. Roach, listen here. Roach, listen here. 1 minute.
Yes,
One minute.
On the channel, let me tell you one thing very clearly.
No, Roach, I'm coming one sentence. Roach, before I come to you, Mr. Roach, before I come to you, listen to me one sentence. Listen to me one one sentence.
We sympathize with him.
Mr. Roach, listen to me one sentence and then speak. No, listen to me one sentence and when we speak. You know the most remarkable thing in all of this has been, you know what the most remarkable thing in all of this has been? The most remarkable in all of this has been that through a non-violent method, people have hit back. People with non-violence have hit back, and the whole country together is standing with, you know, you have tried to do this before. You typecast and lie about people. You spread fake news. You have your lobbies put up out there. You don't like people who challenge you. I say today, I am against the Tukre gang. Will you stop me from entering an airline?
Stop us.
No, one second. I am against the Tukre gang. Will you stop me from entering an airline?
Let us not.
How far will you go?
Let us not try and blame people.
Blame
you
people?
Blame the airline.
Who are these people? Martians?
Why the airline doesn't have guts? The airline doesn't have guts to talk about it?
Please.
Airline doesn't have guts.
This is not a correct binary.
Mr. Bakshi.
Now he's blaming Vistara. Watch that.
It is wrong. If they have an opinion,
this is not the correct binary.
But for me, I respect him as a war hero.
It's not the correct binary. Of course they should be banned.
But still, if he's
anybody in support of Tukre gang should be banned from flying on any national carrier. That's totally a wrong binary.
Tukre gang, what did the court say? What did the court say? What are you talking to Tukre gang?
Don't compare a bunch of criminals, with a patriot.
Dividing the country.
A veteran.
Should be ashamed to call them Tukre gang. This is for you. The camp suits you, so you have to say.
If I had my way, if I had my way, none of these fellows.
No, one second.
None of these fellows.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. This is a, you know, viewers, I now want to get General Bakshi into the debate. I think it is necessary that I should. General Bakshi.
Do not divide the
General Bakshi. Firstly, General Bakshi. Let the General speak. You know, he has been so graceful through all of this.
It's not that we are against you. Nobody is against you, sir.
General Bakshi, 1 minute, let him speak. General Bakshi, it's not about you. It's not about you alone. It's bigger than that. I know you have a large heart. We spoke this morning. And I told you, General Bakshi, it's not about you. You forgive. You don't hold a grudge. And I know what you do. And viewers, I also want to say one thing. This man, General G.D. Bakshi, day in and day out, works more than most young people. He has one principal obsession of putting the country first. He gains nothing from all this. I also want to say one thing about General Bakshi. If there is one man scrupulous with the same integrity with which he entered the forces, unshakable in terms of his virtue and his personal integrity. And I want to tell everyone today, do you think it's easy to come on television every day and take on everyone? What does he gain? Does he gain financially? Does he gain materially? Does he roam around with black cat security? He is one individual. If we as a country cannot wrap a person like General Bakshi in nothing but our affection and our love for being what he is, and if the only response we get to this man, about 70 years old, is that we say, oh, you took a picture with General Bakshi. I'm not flying Vistara anymore. We will blackmail Vistara. We will tell Vistara that Pseudos will boycott Vistara. I tell you, the stench of your intolerance, Pseudos, the stench of your intolerance is unbearable today. And I'm so glad, RSN and Jitendra Bhargav, we are calling them out tonight. And believe me, this should be the subject of debate in this country today, but Pseudos won't. And the worst part is, what is worst of all, Roach? They won't even say sorry. They will not apologize. they will not say sorry for being blackmailers.
Arnab, we are clearly saying...
Blackmailers. I want the blackmailers to apologize. I want the people who said Vistara will go to Indigo. I want them to apologize. Will they apologize, Saira? Will they apologize to this man? Will they apologize to him? They will not. They will not. They will think we will forgive it. They will think we will forget it. We will neither forgive nor forget.
I will come. I will come. That doesn't matter.
Will they apologize today on Twitter? I want them to apologize. And I want to ask Twitter. I want to ask Twitter today. I want to ask Twitter. Twitter, where is your responsibility? You are allowing a bunch of people to troll a war hero. You are allowing a bunch of people to blackmail an airline for honoring a war hero. Twitter, where is your damn conscience? Shame on you, you American organization, for becoming a medium of spreading hate and blackmail in this country. Shame on you, Twitter. Shame on you. This has happened in the United States of America, the country of your origin and the country of your loyalty. I would have wanted to know what Twitter would have done. But in India, they stand and clap and they give blue ticks. They give blue ticks to people who abuse war heroes on their social medium. They give blue ticks. I say take it back. Will they take it back, Arison? Will they take it back? Should they take it back? Jitendra Bhargav, should they take it back? But they won't. Because this is India. Idhar kuch bhi chalta hai.
They should.
Absolutely.
They should. They should.
They will.
One thing,
They should.
This kind of a conduct cannot be forgiven.
Not only that, today they should also make a solemn promise that they will not fly this Tukde Tukde gang.
a Kargil war hero.
And their supporters.
My question is,
General Bakshi.
why only the liberals
General
are
Bakshi.
questioned?
General Bakshi.
Why only the liberals are questioned?
General Bakshi, you've listened now.
Singers should also be questioned.
You've listened now. General Bakshi, I want you to speak. Speak your heart. Let the general speak, please. Please, sir, enough. Let him speak, sir. Let him speak, sir. Roach, listen to him tonight. Enough. All you people, enough. Let him speak.
All right. Arnab, what I experienced, 2 days back, I was coming back from Chhattisgarh via Vistara. The pilot of that aircraft, the son of a soldier, he came forth, shook my hand, welcomed me on board, sir, being an old soldier, and that air crew took such good care of me. For a minute, I thought we were imbibing the best of the American values in terms of honoring their warriors, their soldiers, their war veterans. And then that same very night when I came back home, I saw this, people told me this tweet had been put. And then I got the shock of my life when a set of people who have been known for demonizing the armed forces, bad-mouthing the armed forces, took umbrage as to why a soldier had been so honored or made so much of. And I was rather surprised that Vistara, a very, very fine airline, and which comes from a house of the Tatas, which have stood by ethical values in all their work. I mean, they were pressurized enough to withdraw this tweet. Well, I sympathize with them. They have a business to run, and I wish them the very best. But I do hope that the response they have gotten from the larger Indian public would make them sensitive to the fact that soldiers do need to be honored. Now, whether you honor us or you don't honor us, the fact of the matter is, Arnab, we will do our duty. We will defend you, and your right to criticize me to my death. That is the funny part. That is the funny part. But I saw a ray of light, a ray of hope, and I hope they will not stop because of this exposure to liberal intolerance. They will not stop honoring serving officers, serving soldiers, and war veterans who fly their airline. I hope they will. They will, because they have a lot of values to live up to. Beyond that, I am very grateful to Vistara that they came to my house to apologize. I think it's a very great gesture. And in the armed forces, Arnab, when a gentleman says sorry.
No, but this is not about Vistara. No, General Bakshi, this is not about Vistara. You know what this has been about, General Bakshi. You need to speak about, it's not about Vistara. Vistara, first of all, was a subject of blackmail. A lobby was blackmailing Vistara. And airlines PR machinery should have said, hey, we don't want controversy, so delete the tweet. But the fact is, there was a lobby that was hunting in packs. Now what happened, Sunit Chopra? You cry wolf. Do you realize that the people of this country have risen against this lobby? I just wonder sometimes, do you think the people of this...
I do not disagree.
No, do you realize that the people of this country have risen against the pseudos?
Bakshi is saying what he believes.
No, you tell me.
And I will fight for his right to say so.
No, you tell me something. Suppose you are on an airline. And
against this
suppose you are on an airline and I believe that you are a member of the Tukre gang and I say, I will not fly on the airline if you are flying on it. Does that make me liberal or pseudo?
Tukre gang is you. It's not they.
Why are you getting frustrated now?
Tukre gangs like Sadhvi Thakur, who is a murderer and a terrorist.
Oh, please don't raise your finger at me, sir. Don't raise your finger at me, sir, because I won't.
And she is now contesting an
election. I've come to believe. I've come to believe. Am I correct in believing? RSN, am I correct in believing that the reason behind your intolerance is at the core a growing and gnawing realization that India has rejected you? Do you realize that? Is that the reason, Roach? Because you've realized you're completely cornered on everything.
India has not rejected us.
Let me tell you that.
In the two...
I think it has. And this particular incident is proof of the fact that India has rejected you. You want me to open the phone lines to get a sense of whether you're rejected?
And tomorrow in Kerala you will see.
Sir, you'll realize.
A minimum of 12.
Sir, once RSN is on the debate. I'm so glad that people are responding back. You know, the silent majority in this country has begun to speak up against this very vocal, intolerant minority. RSN is on the debate. RSN and Roach.
I do not agree with this.
Shame and disgrace.
RSN and Roach.
No, 1 minute. No. Mr. Chopra, do you also endorse the view that General Bakshi is the right winger?
I have clearly tweeted on the Arnab, a great moment for the young lady.
Hide the truth.
No. I'm just asking you. And what are you, Mr. Chopra? You are a left winger, he is a right winger. So all of us who love our nation, our country, are right wingers.
I know him, he's a nice person.
All of us, because General Bakshi is anti-China, anti-Pakistan,
no problem.
he
Don't
becomes
pretend.
a right winger.
I don't like people who pretend in public and do something else behind the scenes.
Who gave you this right to compartmentalize the Indian society in left wing, right wing, light of the left, communism, socialism? Who gave you the right? And it is this narrative
that compartmentalization is being done by the BJP, who is choosing its own terrorists and putting them up as MPs. And do you know what has happened? Ever since Sadhvi Thakur got a nomination,
oh, come on now.
Sri Lanka had a terrorist attack.
What? What?
Yes.
No. What did he say? What did he say? 1 minute. What did he say? Because Sadhvi Pragya had a... 1 minute. What did you say? 1 minute. This is crazy. He said, you said because Sadhvi Pragya got a ticket, Sri Lanka had a terrorist attack.
Pragya,
what did you say?
On an illegal basis, was allowed to contest elections.
So
terrorists have had a new strength all over our region.
You are saying that...
And after 10 years,
look at the level of craziness, viewers. You see this loud and clear, viewers. The levels of craziness have crossed all limits. He is blaming Sadhvi Pragya for the Colombo attack now.
When it's your
You hear this, Roach? You hear this, Saira Shah Halim? There are no limits to what... No, watch it. Just one minute. GD Bakshi is on the debate right now. GD Bakshi is responding right now to Sunit Chopra. GD Bakshi, I think you must come into the debate now, sir. I think this is crossing all limits of insanity.
Sunit, I ask you, by the same logic, by the same bizarre logic that you have presented, should Kanhaiya, who is accused of sedition, Kanhaiya against whom a charge sheet has been filed, and the AAP government is fighting tooth, nail and claw to see that he is able to fight the election. They are not okaying or not ordering, not giving clearance for his prosecution. Do you think he has a moral right to fight the elections in Begusarai? People who asked for the breakup of this country, people who threatened to kill the Supreme Court Chief Justices, and people who call themselves liberal but would like to foist their beliefs on the rest of the population. Just do a quantitative analysis, Suneet. Do a quantitative analysis of the tweets which have come in this Vistara case.
Nobody wants to.
Just do a quantitative analysis. About 600 tweets
is a
versus 30,000
and somebody
retweets.
who has killed people in the Malegaon blast, and the case is still going on.
Kanhaiya is a person who tried to break his country up.
Of Madhya Pradesh.
For God's sake, how long will we stand and watch?
Viewers, I have one question. Please stay on, sir. I have only one thing. First of all, to everyone watching the debate tonight, I thank you. One minute. We must. First of all, as we end this debate, and I go on to the next, we must thank General Bakshi for his grace. We must thank him and feel blessed that we have a person who has shown the grace and forgiveness that he has. Secondly, we must question Twitter for allowing hate speech. Twitter, you are a protagonist of hate speech. And thirdly, I ask the Twitter board, wherever they are sitting in Silicon Valley or wherever, that for God's sake, do you realize that there are people who spread hate in this country openly, who blackmail airlines and corporate bodies based on their own political likes or dislikes, or maybe their sheer dislike for the country? Twitter, have you realized that you have become a medium for spreading hate? Or frankly, do you actually give a damn about it? I don't think you do. But General Bakshi, I'm grateful to you tonight.
For spreading hate.
I am grateful for you tonight. And I would request Twitter to take off that blue tick from people who spread hate. Otherwise, I'll call it hate spreading blue ticks on Twitter. Viewers, we must always take on those who are spreading untruths and those who are working against the interests of our country.
Take on the Prime Minister then, if you got.
We would always take them on. And let me tell you, we are beginning to take you on.
Take them on.
We are beginning to take you on. And finally, viewers,
take them on also.
I take them on every day, Sunil Chopra.
You are beginning to take on anybody.
I take them on every day.
Nothing new.
I take away the camouflage.
I'm very happy that you have
I
this
remove
thing.
the mask of these people.
I
remove the mask of these people. And ladies and gentlemen, finally the